I grew up outside of Washington, D.C., so I'm kind of a Washington, D.C. sports team fan. The football team in Washington, D.C. I followed since I was 8 years old, through good times and the last 2 decades of bad times. I'm very much into soccer. My daughter's a soccer player, my son plays soccer. And I guess my team that I follow is in the Premier League, which is Man U. I also follow the Dutch team, which is Ajax. And I follow the Dutch national team. Those are probably the teams that I follow the most. I do have a young man that was a student at the high school that I ran. He is a defensive end for the Chicago Bears now. His name is Ego Ferguson, and so I may have to become a Bears fan now that I'm this close, and hopefully he'll get me some tickets to come up and see him play. So I will probably be doing that. This is the question that my family had the most fun with. And we started out with timpanis. I came up, well, and let me tell you what my daughter came up with. She texted me a picture last night of an Alpenhorn. I don't know if you know what those are. Those are those big, if you ever looked at a Ricola commercial, it's the horn, that those long horns that are on the ground and you just blow through the horn. And she said, well, I think that's what you should be. I'm not sure what that means, but that's pretty much what she said. The other thing, I kind of came up with the triangle, which sounds like a strange instrument, but it's part of the percussion family. And I always thought, okay, the triangle, you hear triangles, they're small, but anytime you hear a band or a symphony or something like that, you can always hear the triangle in the background. And I kind of like the thought of that my thoughts and my voice will be out there for people. And then also, from a purely personal standpoint, the triangle is a big thing on farms where you clank the triangle to get people to come to dinner or to eat. So I thought it's 2 perfect purposes for one instrument. So that's what I came up with. But I think for me, the ideal road trip would be to travel from Banff, Canada, through Glacier Park and into Yellowstone. And of course, you have to do that during the summer because much of those parks are closed during the winter times. And it would have to be a convertible of some kind. I don't know which, it could be a Miata, it could be a Chrysler, it could be anything. It doesn't matter as long as it doesn't have a roof to it. I think it would be fun to have. So, this was the hardest question for me because I'm not sure what I would think of. And finally, after having some discussion with my family about this, my mother and my father, our family is originally from the Netherlands, and in their sense of exasperation with raising 5 boys, my mother, the worst thing she ever said was that in that exasperation was "ha ha," and that is something that all 5 of her sons have continued to use in the sense of exasperation when dealing with things in their family or whatever it may be. My kids have picked up on it now. And so I think that's probably the word. I can't spell it for you. It's just one of those. It's one of those words that I know exactly what it means if somebody uses it, and it's a good outlet for exasperation. I'm reading it right now. The book that I'm reading is by David Baldacci. He's a mystery thriller writer, and the book is called The Thief. The premise of these books, his character's name is Gabriel Unlon, and he is his passion is in art restoration. His job is to work for the Israeli Mossad, and the 2 things kind of mix during these stories. And so I've really enjoyed reading him. I think he's a very good writer. I think the writing is excellent. But his story, the stories that he weaves are always very, very interesting. He's written about 14 of these novels, and I really like him. That's what I'm reading right now. My favorite TV show, I think right now, one that I watch kind of religiously is NCIS. It's on Tuesday nights, and it's the one time that I really want to sit down in front of the television. There are channels that I watch regularly. I'm a history person. I have a degree in history, so I watch the History Channel a lot. But for pure entertainment, it's probably NCIS. Well, if the person is living, I would say I would love to have dinner with Pope Francis. He has really piqued my curiosity as to how he's approaching the papacy and what that means to the church. And I would, to have a dinner with him would be very, very, very much fun, I think, and very interesting. If I was going to pick a person who's deceased, probably the person who had the most influence on me growing up, not that I ever knew him, not that I ever met him, but I certainly became a huge fan, is Robert Kennedy Jr., Bobby Kennedy, and had a tremendous impact on me because of his outreach to the poor, his social justice, thinking about what people, regular people, but as well as what the government needs to do for the citizens of the country. And his words and his examples helped guide me in many ways in high school, and led me in those directions. So I'd say probably those two people would be one taking care of the humanity and the other taking care of the soul. I think is a good way to go about it. I'm really excited to be here. I was humbled and honored when I received the call offering me this chance to become the 18th president of St. Joseph's. And I am very excited, and I hope that this is going to be a long relationship between me and everybody here at the college. My family is excited about moving out. We know we have a lot of work ahead of us, but I think that the foundation that's here, the people that are here, seem to be ready to tackle some of the difficult issues that we have to tackle. And as long as we do that in a sense of cooperation, I think that St. Joseph's will be, hopefully, will be in a better place, and we will move things forward. And I'm very excited about that challenge.